can't wait and afford to have another death of a young life in Ohio.
A mom who lost her son in a college hazing incident fights to pass a law named for him that would toughen the punishment for hazing. Good evening, I'm Megan Mangello.
And I'm Adam Clemens. College students could now face prison time for hazing. That is, if a new law that was just proposed this afternoon goes into effect.
David Winters at the University of Cincinnati with details on this new bill. And David, a student at Bowling Green State University just died from allegedly a hazing incident, and Miami University has had issues of its own lately.
Yeah, absolutely, Megan. It is rampant. About 50 university students have died in the past 20 years in the United States due to hazing incidents. Now, I'm at the University of Cincinnati Greek area right now, but you had mentioned Miami University earlier. You may recall back in 2019, there was a student who went into the emergency room. He had been beaten. He had been forced to drink to the point where he said he thought he was going to die. His 18 fraternity brothers who were charged with hazing in that case all pled guilty. They all received only a $100 fine each. As amazing as that sounds, this law is going to change all that.
Guilty.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Guilty.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Each student pleaded guilty in the case at Miami University. Each faced just a fourth-degree misdemeanor.
Would you have appreciated a more stringent law that would have given you more teeth?
I would have wanted something with more teeth in it, yes, than a fourth-degree misdemeanor.
Butler County Prosecutor Mike Mosier might get his wish.
I think young people don't understand some of the dangers and how serious the consequences can be.
Senator Stephanie Kunze's bill would make general hazing a second-degree misdemeanor punishable by 90 days in jail, and hazing involving alcohol or drugs a third-degree felony punishable by up to 3 years in prison.
Do you think that increasing the penalties will actually change the behavior of young people?
I hope so. We've seen behaviors change through increased penalties in other areas of our society. And I hope that the thought of, having a felony on your record will be a deterrent.
We just can't wait and afford to have another death of a young life in Ohio.
Kathleen Wyant should know she lost her son, Colin, in a hazing tragedy in 2018 at OSU.
He was beaten, he was belted, he was waterboarded, he was forced drugs.
It was the last offense that killed Colin, and that's why Senator Kunze named her new bill Colin's Law.
For him to have a law in his name that is all in the spirit of standing up for others, standing up for the underdog, protecting people, I think is the greatest way I can honor him.
Well, that bill would also force universities to disclose on their websites the organizations that have had hazing incidents against them, and it would force those organizations to have a curriculum for anti-hazing. Prosecutor Mosier, by the way, said there may be pushback on this proposed law because it could be argued that someone could go to prison merely for coaxing someone to have alcohol. Reporting live from UC, David Winter, back to you.
David, thank you. And as you just mentioned, Colin's Law has a long road ahead. It needs to make it through the Senate and the House and eventually to the governor's office. Senator Kunze, who David talked with, says she hopes to have it on the governor's desk by summer recess.